Got him. Big fish. So I'm finally getting my first look at the water after hiking along those railroad tracks for a couple miles. This is the river I'm fishing today. That's the railroad tracks. Got really high flows from the flood. And that's making me think that a lot of the fish are gonna be pushed into very specific areas in the water. I'm gonna be working upstream. This fishery consists of smallmouth bass, wild brown trout. I'm throwing a big crocodile spoon to start off. That's kind of what I've tied on. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it on. I'm gonna start fishing, start exploring. Let's get in the water. We're soaked to the bone. Getting even more soaked. This is how every sentence starts off on the right foot. This river that I'm fishing right now is unique because it doesn't quite strike you as a brown trout fishery. The pools don't look like one. There we go, fish on, first cast. First cast. I was just working my way up into the current, and I was just gonna say, this spoon might not be the best option for getting numbers today, but that's a feisty little wild brown that just got off of my feet. You can see, got some pretty unique vegetation on the bottom of the stream. I'm just getting up to the part of the creek where it starts winding more, narrower water, higher flows. And this could be or could not be where most of the fish have pushed into right now, because during the summer, they want the high flows, they want the oxygenated water, but the river's just so high that they might be pushed into slower spots like we saw with that first fish. The exploration part of this trip's just beginning. I tried on this little jerkbait that I got from AliExpress for $2. This is a $2 lure, so at least a third to a quarter of the price of most of the lures on the market. It's got a rattle in it, got a good coloration, it sinks. I'm gonna give this thing a little review. I'll drop the link down below. If it catches fish, definitely get your hands on one of these things. It took like a month to get here. That's the one downside. Got him. Oh my God. Fish on. Wow, he just spit it. That fish hit it like a ton of bricks. So that's the first bite on the jerkbait. I started working a little slower. Got into some real fast moving water here. I was kind of just jerking and pausing it down the current. Oh, like with all the rivers I've been fishing recently, this is what happened during the flood. So if that gives you an idea for how the bite can be changed by the insane increase in water, I really just kind of have to figure out the fish. I mean, they could be anywhere. They could be in the bushes. You never know until you go. Wow. Wow, the flows are getting wicked. Oh snap, we're coming up to my favorite part on the river. You can see right here, the current is so unique. Got one chute that cuts way out to the right, and then we got this current right here. Got him, fish on. Oh yeah, there we go. It's not huge. That's a fish on the jerkbait. I was gonna switch if I didn't get one out of here. Not a giant by any means, but look at that fish glistening in the sun. There's something about wild browns, the most beautiful fish in existence, and they live in the most epic areas too. So what I was saying about this pool is you got the current zipping around this way, and then you got this other chute coming right in here. It's kind of like a whirlpool, and just much more of this to come upstream. Stick with the jerkbait. GoPro died, gotta switch the battery out of it. In case you guys are wondering my setup for today, real quick. Got my St. Croix Triumph Travel Series rod, 6-foot light, Shimano Nasky 1000. My Real Happy sender shirt. How cool is this river? You got like swampy bog parts. You got this cool vegetation on the bottom, ripping cold flows, but upstream, sometimes you just gotta keep on exploring, keep on going with your gut feeling of you're gonna catch some fish. And you will, or not. You got next time. Now the next pool. This could be just game changing. This could change around the entire trip right now, this cast. I mean, this pool has always amazed me. I always thought I'd catch a true giant out of here. Never have, but there's a little cut on this side where there's another little stream that comes in, and that's what I'm banking on to get my bite out of. Got him, fish on, big one. There we go. That is not a trout. That's a pickerel. You kidding me? Is that just a regular old pickerel? He's about to snap me off. Oh no. Oh, $2 down the drain, down the stream. Snapped off. Hey man, now it's time to take out the other lures I was telling you about. So a pickerel of all things is not exactly what you'd expect out of a wild brown trout stream, but let me show you right over here. This is where I got the bite. This is a little swamp creek that flows into here, and I've always been curious kind of what would be in here. I just tied on a 2-inch swim bait though, because after getting snapped off by the pickerel, I was like, you know what? That was just a sign to just get annihilated by a big brown at my feet. That was crazy. First cast on the swim bait, I was not expecting that. Now this is raging current right here. And the browns will sit in areas like this. Like you can never just walk up a section of creek that's flowing like this, because there could be a monster just ready to eat and you'll just walk right over him. All right, here goes nothing. I mean, right now this stream is reminding me of a river that you find in Scotland with some sea-run browns. This has always been my favorite area on the creek to fish. Also landed my biggest trout ever out of this river, right up here around the bend. What the? Oh, it's a beaver. There's a giant beaver right here. Okay, I just saw a video on YouTube of beaver attacking someone. That's a beaver, not a brown trout, but I don't really think there are gonna be that many trout up in here after that beaver just came through. Oh, please, please, no more beavers. All right, so a couple more casts with some bait. I'm gonna switch off to like a spinner or a jerkbait again. So I'm going back to that 2-inch jerkbait. I got another one. I bought a few because they were so cheap, and I mean, they work, they get bites. Look at this, orange belly, gold on the sides. Oh, there's a fish after. I'm getting into like really slow moving water up here. And I was just thinking to myself, like, is it gonna be good? Is it gonna be bad? I just had a fish falling in on my first cast. It might just be the tail end of the trip that gets us some bites. So this is water that usually would not look that trouty, but I'm starting to get some insane confidence. Starting to jerkbait through it. Got a fish on, big one, big trout. That's easily the biggest fish of the day. That is actually giant compared to what we were catching earlier. Oh, look at this, guys. Last second of the trip. I mean, that's the fish we were looking for all day. 13, 14-inch wild brown. Not quite a monster, but hey, I mean, I think we're getting into something pretty cool up here. It's really that slow moving water I was talking about earlier that might just have most of the fish in it. And it's interesting. Oh my God, just got another bite. And it's interesting because the flood sort of pushed all the fish into areas like this. And I mean, they're biting it every cast. It's just a matter of getting the lure in front of the fish. It's crazy. I'm like back where I parked the car, and I could have literally just walked down here and started catching fish. But it was the entire adventure that led me here. Got him, fish on. What is that? That's a bass. It's a smallmouth. Ha, that's what I was talking about earlier too. We're finding all the fish in the creek. Right at the end of the trip. Aggressive smallie. So the biggest trout of the trip and the first smallmouth right where I parked the car. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Got him, fish on, right in the current. Another nice brown. This is a stocked fish in an apparent all wild brown trout stream. Wow, that's crazy. So they're stocking this place. They're stocking it. But I got such a crazy feeling about what's about to go down. Got him, fish on. Oh, that was a nice smallmouth. I mean, this pool is gonna be the honey sauce for today. Everything that was in this creek probably got pumped right into this slow, deep moving water. Got him, big fish, giant wild brown. Let's go. Oh my God, that's a fish I've been looking for the whole time. Okay, wait, I thought he was a little bit bigger. I thought that this was like a 20 plus. I thought it was a 20 plus. That's still a giant. Look at that. Landed. Stick it out until right at the end. Oh, this is the kind of pool I'm walking through right now. Super deep. Whenever you're getting wet, you got probably a high shot of reward from the fish. Oh, it's so deep, it's so deep. I'm literally about to go swimming. All right, guys, I'm checking out today's send completely drenched. I just went swimming for the fish at the last spot, and it was cool to get on a bite right at the end of the day, right when I was heading out. And I didn't quite expect that, although I probably should have, because most of the slow moving water was up where I parked the car. And I hiked like 2 miles down the train tracks to more off the beaten path on a spot. So with the high flows, actually my logic going into it didn't quite line up with the conditions we were facing. With that being said though, it's still cool to get way back there and do some fishing in the really beautiful parts of the creek that makes you feel like you're in a remote trout stream setting in a state like New Jersey. And now I'm just trekking it out of here. I don't know where I am right now whatsoever. Like setting check, I'm lost. But found a deer trail, so let's go. That's one good thing. Actually, I do know where I am now. So I'm gonna head out of here. I'm gonna continue searching for a car to do some car camping out of. That's my newest plan that I gotta share with you guys before it goes down. And anybody watch this video, you got kind of a sneak peek of what to expect for the channel. So I'm gonna get that within the next couple weeks and then just keep on sending it all the way around the country, wherever I want to fish. And that is what is to be looked forward to. I got some pretty wicked plans, and the fishing is only gonna get better from here on out. So until next time, keep on getting out there, keep on promoting the positivity of fishing, keep on sending it no matter what, no matter where you are. Oh. And every trip will always come full circle and something good will work out from it. Sometimes it takes a minute for that to happen, but you just gotta kind of allow it to be. That's how you find the greatest things out here. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Skye out.